So hello guys, welcome to this new video on the YouTube channel Code with Naman. And in this video we are going to study about numbers and operation in a lot detail. We are going to cover how operations work in Python, divide and everything else, what is the output. We are also going to study a bit about math module, which you will be able to use later in your real life coding examples. Okay, so let's start with this new lecture, that is numbers and operations in Python. And please don't forget to subscribe and like my videos. Okay guys, so first we are going to start with addition in Python. How we will add two numbers, 2 plus 2, and you can see the output is 4. Okay, so this is like simple addition in Python. Okay, now let's start with next. For example, for the subtraction, just let me write a new line. Subtraction, it will be like 5 minus 2. Oh, so the output is 3. You can see in this subtraction it is 3. Okay, simple operations. Okay, we don't have to think a lot in this. Now let's multiply, like 10 into 4. You can see it is 40. So some of you might be having doubt that why it is only showing this one and not all these. I will just tell you, just give me a bit. We have addition, subtraction, multiplication. Now let's work on division. Okay, so when I divide 5 by 2, what's the output? It's 2.5. So you can see this is float number. So when I use simple division like slash operator, it gives me the floating point number. But I might be thinking, why, how can I get 2? Like how can I get the quotient part only? Okay, so like in this, how to get quotient part? Division and quotient up. Oh, my typing is like a lot bad at times. Okay, so now quotient. So when I this 5 slash 2, you can see it's 2. It has given me the quotient. So you can see what is different between single slash and double slash. Single slash will return a floating point number, always remember. Okay, and when I want just quotient, we can get by this, like 5 double slash 2, it will give me the quotient. But now one more question is there in my mind: how can I get the remainder? Okay, because yes, there might be scenarios where we are admitting the remainders. Okay, so it is called modulo. Okay, operator. Now 5% 2, you can see the output is 1. So what is 2 to the 4? 1 is the remainder. If you like more examples, you can see the remainder is 0. If I write here 11, the remainder is 1. Okay, so you got it. We have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division with quotient, and we have remainder. How to get remainder? Like this. But now one more thing. The main thing is we are only getting the output of this result, the last result, but not about all these, because this Python interpreter, it only prints the last expression which is there. Okay, for example, if I want to print all of these, I am going to use a simple statement, print. Now you will see. So what does print do? Everything we pass in print can be printed to the output. Okay, so this is the first thing, like we can use print to print the outputs to the screen. For example, if I write print on each and everything, okay, just let me copy this print, because it would be a lot, it will take a lot of time if I keep on printing each and everything. You will see okay, got it. So you can see when we use print, we can print all the okay. Now let's look few more expressions. Okay, so like when we are learning something, there are many questions which comes to our mind. For example, if I write 10 plus 5 minus 2, what would be the output? It's 13. Okay, now let's say if I do this, so it is 20. But why it is 20? As I can see, what we can evaluate is 10 plus 5, 15, and then into 2, 30. It should be 30. But no guys, here it follows the rule of BODMAS. and hope you guys can understand that I won't be covering this rule of BODMAS. You can find that and like just Google it, BODMAS rules and everything. So if I want to get the output to 30, what I have to do, I will just evaluate this expression first. Now you can see this is 30. So it is like a bracket which has been evaluated first and then the whole expression. Okay guys. Okay guys, so now like one more thing is remaining. Just let me do it a bit. Okay, now what we are going to learn is strings. Not in detail, I will cover, like we would be having individual chapters which will cover the functions associated with strings and every data type. Now just let's see how strings work, normal strings work in this, okay? Okay, so you can see my screen. So now in Python, if you want to print a string, as this is like a IPython console. So if I write here simply numan, sorry for typing, you can see numan is not defined because this should be enclosed in these double quotes. So you can see this is numan. So these are strings in Python. Okay, so what can I do? For example, as I have told you, I have to write print and then write numan. So it gives me output as numan. Okay, this is the actual way the Python is able to show things on the screen. Now we have various operations on strings as well. For example, if I want to concatenate string, you can see it has been concatenated. If I want to add a space, you can see now a space is added. Now for example, there might be a scenario you want to write like this. Okay, so and one more thing, just before this, one more thing, Python accepts both things. Like if you write single quotes here, then also it would give the same, right? And the same thing if you will use double quotes here, then also it would give you the same output. Okay, so now what is the use of these single quotes and double quotes? The thing is that it has been not defined anywhere, but what if you want to like use like this apostrophe s? So how can you use that? You can use like this. You can enclose whole string with apostrophe s with these quotes. Okay, now you can see, and when I press Ctrl Enter, it is numbers. Okay, likewise, for example, if I want to write a multi-line, like for example, if I want to write like this, is, now you can see I'm getting an error. Okay, so how can I like solve this error? We have Python multi-line strings. What we have to do is, multi-line strings means we can write strings in multiple lines. Okay, just use 3 quotes here. Okay, and you can see this is so simple. Just use triple strings. So what we have got triple strings, we have got double strings, double quotes, triple quotes, double quotes, single quotes. So this is the use of double quotes, single quotes. And now one more thing, in strings only, there are few characters which are known as special characters. Okay, what they will do, they will have, for example, if I write here /n, and after that numan /n, and just let me write one more thing. You can see this /n, it has been read as a /n. /n is for new line character, /n, new line character. So what if I don't want this /n to work? Would I be using a single quote? Let's try. Does that work or not? And no, it's again giving me like this. So how can I do this? What we can do is, we can use a R here. So what will R do? R will suppress all these special characters. So you can get it like this. Okay guys, so what we have covered till now: double quotes, single quotes, triple quotes, okay, R. These all operations are for strings. Hope you got it, that how we can use single quotes inside double quotes, and you know it works as vice versa as well. For example, I will write double quotes here and this like this, so it will work again. You can see I can see a single quote inside double quotes. And like one more thing is remaining in the expressions. For example, if I want to get the square of 2, so you can see this is 4. If I want to do it cube, it is 8. If I want to again cube it, it is 16. Now if I want to cube up around 2 to the power 20, then do I need to write like this? No, this is not something we call as smart coding practice. What we can do is simply use double star operator to 20, and you can see this gives us the to the power 20 output. Okay guys, so please don't forget to like and subscribe this video. We have like studied a bit of overview of numbers. We have studied how we do multiplication, division, and addition, subtraction, and everything in Python. So now in the next lecture we are going to cover a bit about math module, which is also related to numbers in Python. So please don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and also share with your friends, so I keep on making these videos.